talking a little bit about some funny stories. I mean, I guess it's not funny for everybody, but there's news out of Wasilla, Alaska, and it's not good for holy matrimony. Bristol Palin and her boyfriend Levi have decided to call it a career. Levi Johnston they've broken their relationship off, and it's unclear who is going to have custody of Tripp, although I believe he's been in the Palin home. Levi Johnston's sister said that Bristol has made it difficult to visit the baby. So I love the Palin politics, and I love, yes, we see a picture of the two of them lovingly at the convention there, holding hands, kinda. Yeah, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it just this once, Bristol. I'll hold your hand for a little while because your mom's giving a speech. But that appears to be over, and I guess Levi, now that he's not going to be living in naval observatories, like, all right, I want nothing to do with this. So that's the end of what is just was a beautiful relationship, and we're sorry to see that end. And I hope that Sarah is able to imbue the rest of her family values on her family in the future, because she was not able to do it on our country. Thank God.
I'm not sure whether whether there's particular parts of sarcasm in your voice, but did you expect this? I'm completely surprised.
Of course I didn't expect it. There wasn't a
But
chance.
it seems like something that you could have. I don't know why. I feel like maybe I was stupid for not realizing that this was a very big possibility.
They tried to brush over something that was, I'm guessing, a messy and unfortunate thing that happened in the Johnston-Palin homes. They were young and they had a child and they decided to keep the child, and of course that's a beautiful thing. However, to think that this was a harmonious relationship and they wanted to live the rest of their lives together, as if anybody at 18 or 19 knows that right away, they were both 18 at the time, that in any way would seem possible. I certainly thought that it was just for the political purposes. I mean, I don't think I'm alone in thinking that. It's not like this is Eureka here. But I think that, they wanted to dispense with this, and both Johnston and the younger Palin went along with that. And truthfully, they probably thought they were in love, and they probably thought they wanted to spend forever with each other. But it was, I didn't think that it was, destined for
I don't
glory.
know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I was gullible, but I
thought they were going to be happily ever after.
No, not really necessarily that, but simply because of the situation. The reason it's always harder with kids that young, ending up with kids, is there's not much help. It seemed like they had plenty of help, so that they could go ahead and skip past whatever could have triggered arguments or triggered disruptions within whatever they're trying to do. There's a kid now. So you think it'd make it easier. They have this huge support system, even though, the family's a little crazy.
They do have this huge support
system.
And
it's not like they're fighting for money or anything.
Right, but the family, I know, but come on, JR. I mean, when you're 18 years old and you have a child, that adds to the confusion. Listen, when you're at any age and you have a child, marriages don't always sustain, and I know some cases in particular where the birth of a child changes the dynamic of a marriage. I think that there's absolutely no way that we can just assume that. And listen, what we think Sarah Palin's crazy to be a vice president. She's just a run-of-the-mill person in her community and in her town, and there are people in America that make her seem absolutely sane. We just didn't think she would be good for a vice president. We think she's a little nutty and egotistical, and all right, well, stop now. But I think, though, that there's every reason to think that the complication that went on there. I'm shocked that you thought, oh God, they're going to live happily ever after.
Not always happily, but just especially since the large name is thrown with it. You think they would at least, once this is about to happen, I thought they'd be like, oh, we have to make sure these two stay together, and we'll do anything we can to make sure it does. As far as like throwing as much money at them or fake happiness as possible, I didn't actually think this was a great relationship. That never crossed my mind.
But I
thought they'd make it easier for them to keep up the facade longer.
Well, they did keep up the facade longer. I think the fact that there was a campaign let them keep up the facade longer than they otherwise would have. They got to run again. I mean, they were in the public spotlight forever. And they also had they were targeted because of what they had done in light of the fact that their mother was saying nobody should do that. I mean, but I also think they did keep up the facade. I think they did an extraordinary job of keeping the facade up. But I mean, here's a guy who got a girl pregnant. And I don't think ever believed, and I don't know them, so I don't know. But and I think that it's borne out that I'm probably right. That this guy never believed that he was going to live forever with this girl. It doesn't mean he's not going to be a good father to the baby, to baby Trip. 2 P's. But I think that I think that it's very naive to think that this was just.
Would it have been different if they had won, and now it's Vice President Palin?
It would have been different.
Would they have been like,
it would have been more
no,
difficult.
You can't break up now. You're the Vice President's granddaughter's.
I don't know. The inauguration's over. I mean, anything that happened in the Biden's home, less interesting now because he's already the Vice President. Listen. I don't think. I think everybody who divorces is going to divorce. I don't think if he were Vice President. First of all, this is a ridiculous conversation. It's hypothetical. If she were Vice President, it would not change the fact that this guy did not want to be, her son-in-law. But it would have been cooler to be her son-in-law. It would have been a better rap. Now it's a little embarrassing that it's, that's. What, you still disagree with me?
No, I don't disagree. I'm just getting seriously. I never thought about it. I guess.
Yeah.
I never thought. I never really put their whole relationship together as far as I wonder if this is gonna last. I was like, oh yeah, wait a second. No wonder. Of course they're gonna break up. It just hit me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. And it's not that this doesn't make sense to me. I just never even thought about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also, I don't know what it does politically to Sarah Palin, but as we know, my feeling about her is that she is permanently in the political wilderness. I don't think that her voice will ever be heard. Everybody, of course, she's the front runner, she's the front runner. Actually, Mitt Romney is the front runner if you want to ask Republicans, and I think he has a better shot of remaining the front runner going forward. But I just sort of think that they're an insignificant family.